before you spend $700, $1,000, even $1,500 on your next top-load washer. Stop. Thousands of homeowners are replacing modern machines after just 3 to 5 years, while some families are still using washers that are 15 to 25 years old and running strong. Here's the uncomfortable truth most appliance stores won't tell you. Many new washers are built cheaper. More electronics mean more breakdowns. Energy efficient often means weaker cleaning. And long warranties don't mean long life. So today's real question isn't, which washer looks nicest? Or which one has more buttons? The real question is, which top-load washer will still be working in 2036, not sitting in a landfill by 2030? In this video, we are putting 3 American household giants head-to-head. Whirlpool versus Maytag versus Speed Queen. No marketing fluff, no showroom nonsense, just real durability, real cleaning power, real repair costs, and real long-term ownership. By the end of this video, you'll know which washer lasts the longest in real American homes, which brand is quietly cutting quality, which machine repair techs actually recommend, and which washer gives you the best value for 2026 and beyond. If you're a homeowner on a fixed income, a retired couple who wants reliability, or a family tired of replacing appliances every few years, this video can literally save you thousands of dollars. Now let's start with something most buyers never think about, and it's the biggest reason washers fail early. Modern washing machines didn't become worse by accident. Over the last 15 years, manufacturers have aggressively redesigned washers to meet energy regulations, cut production costs, and add electronic features that look impressive in stores, but often reduce lifespan at home. Older top-load washers used heavy steel transmissions, simple mechanical timers, and deep fill water systems that thoroughly clean clothes with minimal strain on parts. Newer models use lighter materials, plastic components, low water wash cycles, and complex control boards that are far more sensitive to moisture, vibration, and power surges. For older homeowners especially, this shift matters because reliability matters more than fancy features. When a washer stops mid-cycle or throws error codes, repairs today are not cheap. A single control board replacement can cost $300 to $600, sometimes more than the washer is worth. That's why choosing the right brand in 2026 is less about features and more about engineering philosophy. Some companies focus on mass production and price competition. Others focus on long-term mechanical durability. And that difference is exactly what separates Whirlpool, Maytag, and Speed Queen. Let's begin with Whirlpool, the brand most Americans already have in their homes. Whirlpool dominates the U.S. appliance market. Walk into any big box store and you'll see entire walls of Whirlpool top-load washers. They offer everything from budget models to higher-end versions with impellers, load sensors, and digital displays. Their biggest strength is affordability and availability. Replacement parts are easy to find, and most repair technicians know Whirlpool machines inside and out. However, modern Whirlpool top loaders are designed around cost efficiency. Many models now use plastic jerk cases, lighter suspension systems, and lower water usage. While this makes them cheaper to manufacture and energy compliant, it also means they tend to wear faster under heavy use. For smaller households doing a few loads a week, Whirlpool can last 6 to 9 years reasonably well. For larger families or frequent washing, breakdowns often start much sooner. Another issue is cleaning performance. Low-water impeller designs rely on rubbing clothes together instead of fully submerging them. This works fine for lightly soiled loads but struggles with heavy dirt, pet hair, work clothes, and large blankets, which is exactly what many older homeowners still wash regularly. In short, Whirlpool is convenient, affordable, and widely serviced, but it's not built for decades of use anymore. Now let's talk about Maytag, the brand once famous for being the loneliest repairman. Historically, Maytag was synonymous with durability. Their older washers were tanks. Thick metal frames, strong transmissions, and deep water fills made them some of the longest-lasting machines in American homes. Many people still remember their parents' Maytag running for 20 years or more. But here's where reality hits hard in 2026. Modern Maytag washers are no longer built independently. They are now largely based on Whirlpool platforms, sharing many of the same internal components, electronics, and design philosophies. While Maytag still markets itself as commercial strength or extra powerful, most of today's models are mechanically very similar to Whirlpool units. with slightly stronger motors or added wash options. What does that mean for longevity? Maytag tends to perform a little better under heavier loads than Whirlpool. The agitation systems are often stronger, and cleaning performance is usually superior. However, they still suffer from the same modern weaknesses: electronic failures, lighter components, and water-saving compromises. For many households, Maytag offers a good middle ground: better cleaning than Whirlpool, slightly stronger build quality, but still not truly long-term machines in the old-school sense. Expect realistic lifespans of around 7 to 11 years with proper use and maintenance. Better but not legendary anymore. Now we come to the outlier: Speed Queen. Speed Queen does not design washers to impress in showrooms. They don't chase flashy touch screens. They don't focus on ultra-low water usage. They don't redesign every 2 years to cut costs. Instead, Speed Queen builds machines using the same principles as commercial laundromats because that's literally where their machines come from. Heavy steel frames, all-metal transmissions, powerful agitation, simple mechanical reliability. Many Speed Queen top-load washers are tested for 10,000 plus wash cycles, which translates to roughly 20 to 25 years of normal home use. Where Whirlpool and Maytag aim for affordability and efficiency, Speed Queen aims for longevity first. Their washers use deep-fill water systems that thoroughly soak clothes. Dirt is lifted out instead of rubbed around. This is why farmers, mechanics, pet owners, and large families overwhelmingly prefer Speed Queen when cleaning power truly matters. And repair technicians consistently rank Speed Queen as the most reliable residential washer brand in America. The downside? Price. Speed Queen machines often cost $1,100 to $1,500 or more. That sticker shock scares many buyers away. But when you calculate replacing 2 or 3 cheaper washers over 15 years, Speed Queen often ends up costing less long-term. So at this point, you might be thinking, if Speed Queen lasts so long, why doesn't everyone buy it? Great question, and the answer comes down to marketing, regulations, and short-term thinking. Big manufacturers compete in massive retail chains where price matters most. Speed Queen doesn't play that game aggressively. They focus on specialty appliance dealers and long-term reliability customers. Their machines also use more water, which technically makes them less efficient on paper, even though they often clean better in fewer cycles. Consumers are trained to look at upfront price instead of lifetime cost, and that's where most people lose money. In the next part of this video, we're going to break down real lifespan comparisons, actual repair cost differences, cleaning power side by side, noise, vibration, and ease of use, which washer fits which type of homeowner. And finally, I'll give you my clear recommendation depending on your budget and how long you plan to stay in your home. Now let's move from marketing claims into what actually matters inside the machine. The parts that fail, the parts that last, and the real-world durability differences most buyers never see. Because when a washer dies early, it's almost never the outer shell. It's what's happening underneath. And this is where Whirlpool, Maytag, and Speed Queen separate dramatically. Modern washers fail for 4 main reasons: control boards, transmissions, suspension systems, and water-related corrosion. Whirlpool and Maytag both rely heavily on electronic control boards. These boards manage water levels, spin speeds, lid locks, sensors, and cycle timing. While they make machines look advanced, they are also the #1 failure point today. Heat, vibration, moisture, and even minor power surges slowly degrade these boards. When they go bad, the washer often won't start, won't drain, or freezes mid-cycle. In many U.S. homes, this happens between year 4 and year 8. The repair usually costs several $100s. And here's the harsh math most homeowners face: repairing a 6-year-old washer often makes no financial sense, so it gets replaced. This is not accidental design. It's modern appliance economics. Now look at the transmissions. Older washers use thick metal gear-driven systems built to handle decades of torque. Many modern Whirlpool and Maytag top loaders now use lighter integrated gearcases, often partially plastic, that are quieter and cheaper to manufacture, but wear much faster under heavy loads. Large comforters, jeans, towels, pet blankets, all of these strain the system over time. This is why many families notice grinding noises, weak spinning, or complete mechanical failure long before 10 years. Speed Queen takes the opposite approach. Their transmissions are heavy-duty, metal-based, and overbuilt for residential use. These are designed for laundromat environments where machines run all day, every day. In a normal home doing 5 to 7 loads a week, the stress level is minimal by comparison. This is the single biggest reason Speed Queen washers routinely last 15 to 25 years. Not marketing, not luck, engineering. Next comes suspension and vibration control. Modern high-speed spin cycles save drying time but create massive internal stress. Whirlpool and Maytag use lighter suspension rods and shock systems that soften over time. As they wear, machines start walking, banging, and vibrating violently, which accelerates failure of bearings and electronics. Once severe vibration begins, the machine is already in decline. Speed Queen uses stiffer, commercial-grade suspension built to handle continuous heavy spinning. The washer stays balanced longer and protects internal parts for better over time. Again, longevity by design. Now let's talk about cleaning performance, because durability alone doesn't matter if clothes aren't actually getting clean. Whirlpool's newer impeller-style washers use very little water. Clothes are pushed against each other in shallow pools while the plate spins underneath. This saves water and energy, but it also means dirt is often redistributed instead of fully removed. Light loads do fine, but heavy soil struggles. Work clothes often come out still smelling faintly dirty. Pet hair sticks. Towels feel less fresh. Many homeowners compensate by running longer cycles, adding extra detergent, or rewashing, which ironically increases wear on the machine. Maytag improves on this slightly. Their agitation systems tend to be stronger and preventing some of the weak cleaning issues found in Whirlpool's cheaper models. They generally handle bulky loads better and move water more aggressively. For most families, Maytag cleans noticeably better than Whirlpool, but it's still constrained by low water efficiency design. It's better, not old school powerful. Speed Queen is in a different league. Their deep fill system fully submerges clothes in water. The agitator physically lifts dirt out instead of rubbing fabric together. This is how washers cleaned effectively for decades before efficiency standards changed the industry. Heavy mud, grease, sweat, pet odors. Speed Queen removes them in one cycle more consistently. And because clothes are fully suspended in water, fabric wear is often lower despite stronger agitation. That's a myth many people get wrong. Stronger cleaning does not automatically mean harsher on clothes when water volume is high. Now let's talk about repair reality in the United States, something especially important for older homeowners. Whirlpool and Maytag parts are widely available. That's good. But because failures are more common, repair frequency is also higher. Many owners face their first repair between years 3 and 5. Lid lock issues, drain pump failures, control board replacements, suspension breakdowns. Each repair might seem manageable until they stack. Over a decade, many owners spend hundreds to over $1,000 in cumulative repairs. Speed Queen owners rarely see early failures. Most go 8 to 12 years without any repair at all. When repairs do happen, parts are usually mechanical and relatively straightforward, not expensive electronics. This is why appliance technicians consistently recommend Speed Queen when asked what they would buy for their own homes. So let's pause and be honest. If your goal is lowest upfront price, decent performance, short to medium lifespan, Whirlpool fits that role. If your goal is stronger cleaning, slightly better build, still affordable, Maytag is the smarter compromise. But if your goal is true long-term ownership, minimal breakdowns, strongest cleaning power, lowest lifetime cost, Speed Queen stands alone. However, and this is important, Speed Queen is not for everyone. If you're planning to move in 5 years, the high upfront cost may not make sense. If you wash only once or twice a week, durability advantage matters less. But for retirees, long-term homeowners, large families, and anyone tired of replacing appliances repeatedly, it often becomes the smartest financial decision. In the next section, we're going to break down real 10-year cost comparisons, electricity and water usage truth, noise levels and ease of use, which washer fits which lifestyle. And then I'll give you a clear buyer decision framework for 2026. Now let's bring everything together, not emotionally, not based on brand loyalty, but based on real long-term ownership math. Because the washer you choose in 2026 is either going to quietly work for the next 15 to 20 years, or slowly drain your money through repairs and replacements. And this is where most Americans make the wrong decision. Let's look at realistic 10-year ownership cost. A typical Whirlpool top-load washer in the US usually costs around $600 to $800. Over 10 years, many owners experience at least one control board issue, pump or lid lock failure, suspension wear, performance decline. Average repair spending often lands between $300 to $900. Some machines don't even make it to year 10 and get replaced early, so real 10-year cost commonly becomes $1,000 to $1,600 plus. And that's if you're lucky. Now look at Maytag. Purchase price usually sits around $750 to $1,000. Repairs still happen but slightly less frequently. Over 10 years, many owners spend $200 to $700 on repairs. Real ownership cost $1,000 to $1,600 plus. Very similar to Whirlpool in the long run, just with better cleaning performance along the way. Now here's where things flip. A Speed Queen often costs $1,100 to $1,500 upfront. That scares people, but most owners go a full decade with little to no repair. Many go 15 to 20 plus years before serious service. So real 10-year cost often stays close to $1,100 to $1,500 total. No stacking repairs, no early replacement. And beyond year 10, it's basically saving you money every single year it keeps running. Now let's touch on energy and water, because this is where some people misunderstand efficiency. Yes, Whirlpool and Maytag use less water per cycle, but many homeowners end up running longer cycles, rewashing dirty loads, using extra detergent, which cancels out a big chunk of those savings. Speed Queen uses more water per wash but cleans properly in one cycle. In real homes, monthly cost difference is often only a few dollars, and that small utility savings does not outweigh thousands in appliance replacement. Efficiency on paper is not always efficiency in reality. Noise and ease of use is another concern for older homeowners. Whirlpool and Maytag are generally quieter at first because of lighter builds and softer suspension, but as parts wear, vibration and banging increase. Speed Queen is louder initially because it's mechanical and powerful, but stays consistent for many years without developing violent shaking issues. Simple knobs and mechanical controls on Speed Queen also tend to be easier for older users than complex digital panels. Less to break, less to confuse, more to trust. So here is the honest buyer framework for 2026. If you want the cheapest entry price and plan to move within a few years, Whirlpool makes sense. If you want stronger cleaning and decent reliability without paying premium, Maytag is the balanced option. But if you want one washer you may never have to replace again, Speed Queen is the long-term winner. Not trendy, not flashy, just built to last. Now let's talk directly to you for a moment. If you're an older homeowner in the United States, on a fixed income, or simply tired of replacing appliances, the worst financial move is repeatedly buying affordable machines that don't last. Short-term cheap almost always becomes long-term expensive. The smartest homeowners think in decades, not purchase price. Before you leave, remember this: every washer in a showroom looks good on day one, but the real test isn't the first year. It's year 5, year 10, year 15. That's when the truth shows up. Most modern machines are built to be replaced. Only a few are built to endure. If you want convenience, now buy cheap. If you want peace of mind for years, buy smart. Because the right washer doesn't just clean clothes. It saves money. It saves stress. It saves time. And in 2026, that matters more than ever. If this video helped you make a smarter buying decision, hit like so more homeowners can avoid wasting money. Subscribe for real appliance truth, no marketing nonsense. And comment below, which washer do you currently own and how long has it lasted? Your experience might save someone else thousands. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.